identity. We value our relationships with both the Embassy of Romania to the United States and with the Embassy of the Republic of Moldova. Each year, we had one of the two ambassadors officiate the opening ceremony. This year, we are told the Romanian embassy is overwhelmed with responsibilities, electoral responsibilities among them, and also moving to a new location. So they are truly overwhelmed. I note here the presence of Mr. Anton Lungu, Minister, Councillor, Deputy Chief of Mission at the Embassy of Moldova. Thank you for joining us. He's a career diplomat, very much engaged in working with the academic diaspora in the US. Mr. Lungu, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation. When I interact and think about the academic diaspora, first of all, for me, it's a very pleasant, and I commend the effort, to move to another country and to be able to continue your vocation in the new country of residence, and of course the desire to maintain the ties with your country, and also to have the opportunity and the availability to be able to support and to be able to help others grow the way you managed to grow, also being positively influenced by the circumstances in your new country, a country which is a development, it's a developed country and is a leading country in the world in different spheres. You said about learning from one another, that is super important. You also mentioned about public diplomacy. You also mentioned about some aspects related to policy diplomacy. Romania now is in an electoral exercise. Republic of Moldova has recently had an exercise. It also had, besides the presidential elections, we had the referendum on EU accession. And I'll tell you an element probably which is not public, but that's my opinion, and that's how I believe the story, and I tell it to others. So the referendum has passed very slim, with a difference of 10,000 votes, and practically the votes in US, at least that's what I'm saying, made the difference, because everyone was waiting for the results, and practically we in America, we had like at the referendum 9,000 and something, out of which more than 90% voted for the referendum. So again, I'm saying this to mention that in several cases in Moldova, diaspora made the difference. Diaspora is helping to promote the right direction and to promote, what at least I believe is good in Moldova. And I'll say a little bit about my background. Before coming to US, I've been 8 years on EU. I've been posted to Brussels. I've been head of department for EU affairs in the MFA. So I led the team when we applied for candidate status, and when we received this positive decision. So for me, it was a clear path where we have to go. Now, speaking about our community, community that comes from Romania, is originated from Romania, or community that is originated from the Republic of Moldova. So Moldova, or the citizens that live in Moldova, they have a very interesting specific or way of life, way of being. So some by heart, some by documents, are also EU citizens. The aspect is related to the borders. Me, during my career of more than 16 years in MFA, I interacted a lot with colleagues from Romania. So I know at different levels, Romania has supported the Republic of Moldova because it has a strategic interest and strategic view towards the future and the development of the Republic of Moldova. And regardless of how things were going and how were the evolutions in Chisinau, I mean, politically. So Romania was a promoter and an advocate of the Republic of Moldova. So this still is maintained. This still is ongoing. And I think this will be the future also. A thing that I like to say is that it's better to support someone that is going to the right direction rather than supporting someone that you have to always teach and detour them from the bad things that are trying to be done. So in this case, I'm happy about the referendum, and I'm happy that and I'm hopeful that after the elections that we have in Moldova, parliamentary ones in 2025, and those in Romania, we will still have the same positive and fruitful and intensified joint effort, that Republic of Moldova becomes a member of the big European family. So I'll stick to the point. In US here you have to be very short, but I don't know why I started such a big intro, but getting to the point. So why I connected, why I think it's important, what we are doing, what you are doing as participants. So Republic of Moldova needs the expertise. Republic of Moldova has lack of human capacity. Republic of Moldova is very fortunate because the legislation is in Romanian. EU legislation is also translated into Romanian because Romania is an official language of the Republic of Moldova. So practically we take the legislation, we don't have to spend effort and time to translate it, we just take it and we have to implement it. So the part with the implementation is a bit more hard. So here I see the role, for example, of also academic diaspora and also of professionals originating from Romania or originating from the Republic of Moldova. From my interactions, I understand very clearly that our community that is originated from Romania has a genuine interest also to support the European development path of the Republic of Moldova. So I see that you have a better experience. So the diaspora, which is originated from Romania, is a well-set diaspora, is an older diaspora in comparison with the diaspora that comes from the Republic of Moldova, which is quite young. So one thing would be to teach the community that is originated from the Republic of Moldova how to organize and how their voice could be heard. Second would be also jointly via the associations that you have, based on willingness and availability to connect to the working groups in Moldova that are dealing with EU, jointly also to support people that are originating from the Republic of Moldova to transfer the expertise and the best practices and the know-how to the working groups. I wrote the regulation of the working groups. I know what's the spirit and the aim in these working groups. The idea was to create a leverage for the president of the working group to connect everyone that is available and can give expertise, and you take on board this expertise and you make it a process. I mean, the harmonization of the legislation, you make it an open process that everyone that is available and all the society gets involved. And here, again, I see and I believe that the expertise of Romania helps us with the lessons learned, and also helps to implement the best practice. That's a positive thing that I see. Second, just today I discussed with a colleague from the State University of Moldova. So he has an interesting plan to develop in Moldova Moldovan School of Economics. Interesting thought to try to bring somehow the way of thinking from US to bring it in Chisinau. I think that's positive because the future lies in those that are youth. The future lies in talent. The future lies in innovation. I'm a believer that we, as those that have lack of human capacity, of human resources, I'll give the example of our MFA. In headquarters, we are 120 people. In missions, we are 250, so overall you are 400 diplomats. So you don't have the luxury to do the way or do things the way they were done during the previous era. So you have to be innovative. you have to attract talent, you have to encourage the young to be bold, to be courageous, and to promote the things that are right to be promoted. Yeah, diaspora can make the difference. And another example that I would like to give. So we have a strategic partnership with North Carolina. So there are connections between the universities from Moldova. There is this willingness from people that are here in America, from North Carolina. They have several partnerships. So my message would be that there is space for this. Probably we should just think of some mechanism or some ways how this availability, meaning
Yes,
the
we
offer
definitely
and
look forward to
everything.
connecting with them and incorporating them as part of the same diaspora. Whether the profile of the Romanian diaspora is of a more vintage status, the movement of young Moldovan researchers is something that of interest and something that we can support. Definitely, it's a joint journey of based on our shared heritage and shared cultural values. As is
language, culture,
of course,
identity, history. So
yes.
let's not forget.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us and your willingness to connect with our scholars, with our members, with our participants today, and also to invite Moldovan descent researchers to join our network. Thank you so much for your support. Today we are on this shared journey, on this based on our shared heritage, on a shared ethos of what it means to belong to a dynamic society at the intersection of diverse cultures, and our solidarity as Romanians and Moldovans is important within the American context. Now, on that note of unity of purpose, it is my great